in from the blue line. That was Andrew Senard who fired that shot in. Big Andrew Senard sends the shot in. Save made by Scheel from that left point. And Senard, Joe, stands in at 6'6". That shot in. Big Andrew Senard sends the shot in. Save made by Scheel from that left point. And Senard, Joe, stands in at 6'6". That shot in. Big Andrew Senard sends the shot in. Save made by Scheel from that left point. And Senard, Joe, stands in at 6'6". That shot in. Big Andrew Senard sends the shot in. Save made by Scheel from that left point. And Senard, Joe, stands in at 6'6". That shot in. Big Andrew Senard sends the shot in. Save made by Scheel from that left point. Senard, Joe, stands in at 6'6". That shot in. Big Andrew Senard sends the shot in. Save made by Scheel
by Ryan Larkin. Now, a delayed penalty coming in. There's the whistle. A loose puck out in the middle of the ice in the neutral zone. Josh Melnick goes down, and Adams is whistled for North Dakota. Redhawks will be on the power play.
That is Colin Adams, a sophomore out of Brighton, Michigan. He's a draft choice of the New York Islanders, and that is going to trigger our power play powered by the O-Hub here in Oxford. And the Redhawks will get their first look on the man advantage.
That they will. Now, last night, Joe, Power Plays did not go Miami's way. They were 0 for 4, but they did get some things going, particularly in the third period. Had a couple of really good opportunities. They only managed 2 shots on goal with the man advantage last night, but we'll see if they can improve on that. Only one way to go from there is up for Miami, but face-off won by North Dakota. They send it into the Miami zone. The Redhawks will have to look to carry it back in. Gruden loses it at the blue line. North Dakota takes it away, and a couple of players coming together after the whistle. Get that whistle, I think we'll have a face-off just outside of the North Dakota zone.
It's Philly Nice there mixing it up. He's a smaller guy, but still enjoys playing the physical game. He's only 5'9", 169, and as we've seen so far tonight, he's been in there on a couple of nice little plays and offensive chances for the Redhawks, but he can mix it up too. Go hard in the corners and get that shoulder to body, do what needs to be done to win that puck.
Yeah, he definitely plays bigger than his size, and out of Phoenix, Arizona. Not necessarily what you think of as a hockey hotbed, but definitely getting that way as this game continues to expand around the country. Redhawks with control. It's Melnick as he pushes down low to the doorstep. Now back to Melnick. Back up to the point, Mahalik. Now to Melnick as he sends a cross-ice feed to Gilliam, but Gilliam can't control it. Mahalik now holding in momentarily before the pressure from North Dakota just too much, and he can't keep it in the zone. The Redhawks, though, get control back in the neutral zone, pushed back out once more by North Dakota. Mahalik will dump this one in. Now he'll lead the rush. Coming up ahead in the neutral zone, pushed back out once more by North Dakota. Mahalik will dump this one in. Now he'll lead the rush. Coming up ahead in the neutral zone, pushed back out once more by North Dakota. Taking it away and just feathering it up the ice. Larkin now will go back, retreat behind his own net, pick it up, stop the puck, and hand off to Mahalik, who's been out there the entire shift.
And that's been a minute and a half now. We have 30 seconds left on that penalty.
Phil Nice will try to carry this one in. He finds an opening, a big hit up high as he goes down hard. No call made. Actually, there will be a call made as he is slow to get up. Players come together. It's Grant Hutton who came to his teammate's defense. That was Bowen who delivered the hit. As we will get this one all sorted out. That was a big-time hit. Drew Ruckelshaus out on the ice to take care of Phil Nice. A tough hit for him. Not sure if it caught him up high or did it catch him in the knee, Joe?
It was tough to tell. Knies was trying to jump the blue line and undress the defender, and as he's bringing that puck around behind him, he jumped up a little bit. He left his feet as he was trying to make that move, and I think that altered the trajectory of where his head was and where it was going. And from my angle, and Drew, I think you saw something similar. It looked like at first he'd hit him up high, and that was the immediate reaction, and Knies went down and grabbed up. It looked like he was grabbing up towards his head. We'll find out a little more here as the officials are discussing it.
I just thought he maybe was favoring one side as he was coming off the ice, too, is where the knee idea came in. But the officials discussing it. Don't want to speculate really on what the injury could be. We'll let Drew Ruckelshaus down in the locker room take care of that. Hope to see Phil Nyes get back out on the ice very, very quickly, as he was helped off the ice by the trainer for Miami. And I did skate off, but had a little bit of support from Drew Ruckelshaus, the trainer for the Redhawks. Of course, he does a phenomenal job for Miami, but Drew now taking Phil Nyes back into the locker room as we got 9:49 to go here, and the officials in the penalty box reviewing this one, Joe. Could be huge.
And if I had to take a guess at it, play armchair official, I guess.
Sure.
I don't think there was an intent there to go high. I think he was just trying to finish the check, and as Nyes made that nifty move, we're just talking about his shifty abilities, his ability to make things happen in the offensive zone. And as he was coming across trying to reposition himself, he got clocked. And I mean, that's the danger of making a move there on the blue line. But I don't think there was any intent to injure, not a particularly dirty play, but it very well could be decided that he ended up finishing that check high. And if he did extend, and we'll see what the officials here, as they're still discussing it. So there must be something they're trying to figure out. Where the point of contact was, as you said, it might have been that he was favoring one of his legs if he was hit somewhere else. So we'll find out here hopefully shortly. But as the officials are still gathered and trying to figure it out, they're starting to come out of the box here.
They are. It looks like they're putting the helmet on. But now, you mentioned the intent, and that may play some role. But they, even if there's no intent, and he certainly didn't look like he intended to hit him there, but it still matters. The player safety is a big time deal. It's a big emphasis for the league. And even if there's no intent, and they rule that he hit him up high, they still can rule a 5-minute or even a game misconduct. Looks like, Joe, did you get the call on that one?
I didn't. I couldn't.
Looks like they will. They'll rule that there's no penalty on the play.
I guess so. I guess they determined that was a legal hit, and we've got 22 seconds left in the Miami power play. The Redhawks will have the face-off just outside of their offensive zone. Won by North Dakota, as North Dakota, again, no intent there, but they get a little bit of a break as it looked like an ugly hit, but ruled a legal hit as no penalty assessed. The Redhawks carrying it up the ice. They'll push it from center ice around from the left side to the right of behind the North Dakota goal as the penalty expires and North Dakota is back to full strength. 9:22 to play here in the first period. Shots now 7-3 in favor of North Dakota. Scoreless in the first period. And that mirrors quite a bit of what we saw last night in terms of shots. The final count 30-17 in favor of the Fighting Hawks. And again here, they're enjoying a near 2-1 advantage.
Into the neutral zone. Redhawks, though, take control. It's Dashke who takes control, pushes up ahead to the left side to Hawkinson. Hawkinson back to Mahalik. Mahalik trying to center it up, but stolen away by North Dakota. North Dakota bringing it up the ice along the right side. Rhett Gardner tries to push it into the middle. Miami intercepting it, bringing it back up. Mahalik now with it into the neutral zone. Delayed penalty coming up on North Dakota. The Redhawks, though, before they get a chance to get the extra attacker on, they'll push this one ahead and out of reach of any of the players. It goes up, and goalie covers it up for North Dakota. We'll get the penalty when we get back. We've got a timeout on the ice with 6:33 to play in the first period. Scoreless here in the first period on the Miami IMG Sports Network. back here in Steve Gadier Arena. Drew Davis and Joe Gehringer with 6:33 to play in the first period as we've got a scoreless game between Miami and North Dakota. Shots now 7-4 in favor of North Dakota. That reflects that Miami was able to get a few offensive chances, though they sent all those wide. As they got an offensive zone faceoff, it's Casey Gilling who will take it, but won by North Dakota. They'll push it up into the neutral zone where Mahalik takes it. For Miami, he'll pitch and catch with Josh Melnick as he retreats all the way back behind his own net. Mahalik now looking to break up. Pass off to the right side to Melnick. Melnick to Gilling. Gilling fires that shot in as the Redhawks are on the power play. 1:40 to go here in the penalty as the Redhawks on the power play send that shot in. Shieldo covers it up.
That's right. It's the first shot on goal on this second power play for the Redhawks, powered by OPUB, and that was Casey Gilling's line, power play unit out there, and it was Gilling getting that first shot in as he will line up and try to win it back. It's a battle back to Michalik, who's got it, passes it over to Hutton. Michalik holding down to Gilling. Look, shot again, goal! Look at that, beautiful shot. It was Melnick on the left corner, securing the rebound and firing it home. The Redhawks are up 1-0 here early.
Great work, Joe, to take that one as the shot in by Melnick on the power play with 1:29 left to play in that power play for Miami. That one, Melnick from Gilling and Mahalik at the 13:59 mark as the Redhawks take the 1-0 lead over North Dakota.
I don't mean to step on your toes there, Drew. I noticed noticed you were looking something up there, so my apologies.
No, you are great, Joe, to take that one as Joe with the call. Rhett Gardner was the one who was in the penalty box for a hooking call for North Dakota, and the Redhawks take advantage just 20 seconds into that power play as Melnick lights the lamp for the Redhawks. And for Melnick, the team captain for Miami, that is his 4th goal of the season, his 11th point on the year. Face-off now at center ice as North Dakota looks to get that one back. North Dakota wins the face-off for pushing it up into the offensive zone. Miami takes control. Miami with it now, trying to bring it out of their own end. It's Gruden along the left side, now passed off to Corbett. Corbett to the right side. It's Rourke Russell. Russell firing the shot in. Redhawks with a chance in the slot. Lown fighting for it, but just hops his stick as North Dakota pushes it out of the zone. Redhawks, though, right back in. North Dakota loses control as Lown continuing to fight for it. Pushes ahead to Gruden. Gruden now passes off to Corbett. Corbett trying to push it back to the blue line, taken away by North Dakota. They'll just push it all the way up the ice. And this one short of icing, gets the 9-iron out on that one. And Miami will go retreat to pick it up and push it back up ahead. Monty Graham loses control as North Dakota with it. A little spin move at the blue line for Adams, but he'll come in just barely offsides as he pushed himself offsides with that little pirouette.
Redhawks now actually in the lead on shots on goal in that tally, 8-7, and all of a sudden, the last few minutes, this building's rejuvenated. The Redhawks have a nice little extra pep in their step, and it's a whole different game here, Drew.
That they do, as the Redhawks have the 1-0 lead, their first lead of the weekend, as they are up. But North Dakota coming back, trying to bring it in. Senard, though, with a great defensive play, pushing them off. Miami will try to regain control. The shot, though, coming back in from the right point by North Dakota. Pushed along the right boards for Miami, but Hawkinson loses it, and North Dakota firing the shot in from a sharp angle was Janatuinen for North Dakota, but that one goes through the crease and to the far side where Miami picks it up, and they'll push it up ahead.
Heads up play by Larkin there too, getting that pad up. It looked like that might have hit his pad had he left it down on the ice, and we could have been talking a goal there for North Dakota, so heads up play.
That we could have, as North Dakota takes control again. They'll circle around, a backhander from Gardner. Gardner had a goal last night, so talented for North Dakota, the senior for this team, as he tries to backhand that one in. No luck, though, for him as Larkin makes a great play to get to the right side and make the save. Still holding it in, though, it's Shaw along the left side. Shaw will look for a shooting lane. Can't do it as he's tied up by Green. Passes off to Senden. Senden with the shot in. Unable to handle it initially was Larkin. He's got to dive about 10 feet out of the crease to get it. With 3:54 to go here in the first period, we've got a timeout on the ice. The Redhawks lead it 1-0 on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Back at Steve Cady Arena in Oxford, Ohio. Drew Davis and Joe Gehringer here for you on the Miami IMG Sports Network. The Redhawks lead it 1-0 with 3:54 to play in the first period. Faceoff will come in the Miami zone. Melnick will take it for Miami. Sendin for North Dakota. Sendin wins it. Kawaguchi with it now. He'll carry around behind the Miami net. Tries to wrap it around. Fires a big-time wrister in. Save made as they're continuing to fight for it. Sendin continuing to battle away, but the save made by Larkin as he covers that up. What a play, Joe, by Larkin.
Larkin coming across and sealing off that left post. He's able to get a nice push and a firm seal with his entire body, shoulder down to his knee. He takes away that top left corner, which is exactly where Mismatch was looking to put that, or Sendin, excuse me, was looking to put that. And I mean, you saw that, or heard that scrum to the left of Ryan Larkin. Stood tall, made probably 2 or 3 saves in that scrum, and has kept this goose egg up for him.
That he has.
I refuse to say the S word, Drew.
Oh, yeah. The what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, as a former goaltender,
you can't curse on the air, Joe. You cannot curse on the air.
As a former goaltender, that word doesn't exist during a broadcast.
Gillian with it now. He'll carry up through the neutral zone for Miami. Passes off to Grant Hutton. Hutton will fire the shot in with 3:27 to play here in the first period. Covered up by Shield.
And Hutton has become an offensive force here for these Redhawks recently. The last 2 years become a mainstay on the blue line, especially in terms of his offensive contributions. And he's 4th in the NCHC in terms, or excuse me, in the NCAA in terms of defensive scoring. Yeah. And he didn't score until his sophomore year, goal-wise, until his sophomore year as a Redhawk. That's incredible.
Incredible, and he's the best in the league right now in defenseman scoring in the conference. As he has certainly developed in all regards as a great leader for Miami. North Dakota with it, setting up in the offensive zone. Shot in from the right point. Larkin can't handle it. Jana Tweenan picks up the loose puck. He'll cycle around, go back to the blue line to the right point, give it back up to one of his teammates who fires it in along the end wall. And Miami, though, picks it up. Now here comes Bachman. Bachman tries to get up in transition, sends a shot in. Save made by Shield, as that was a loose puck, and he's able to use that speed to carry it up the right side. But the save made by the North Dakota freshman goaltender. Redhawks will maintain control. Melnick with it. Circles around, carries it back into his own end. Passes back to Bray Crowder, and then back up to Melnick. Melnick with it once more at center ice. Pushes to the right side. River Rimshaw with it. He'll carry into the offensive zone and circle around behind the North Dakota net where he loses control of the puck. North Dakota with it now. A little sloppy play, but they take control back again. It's Weatherby. Fires a shot in right off the face mask. Save made by Larkin. He has to shake off the cobwebs a little bit there when the officials checks on him. But save made with the header by Ryan Larkin.
Use your head, kid. That's right.
Fighting Hawks take control again. They'll bring it up through the neutral zone. Try to get it in. The Redhawks, though, stand them up at the blue line. Now Gruden takes it. He'll push up ahead. Just dump down behind the net. Miami fighting for it. along with the Fighting Hawks. It's Ben Lown who will take it behind the North Dakota net. Look, fires it back up to the blue line. Now across to Hutton. Hutton looking for an opening, can't find one. There's traffic, guys all down out in front of the crease as North Dakota, though, takes control. They'll bring it up the ice. A big-time hit by Rourke Russell. That one delivered on Colton Pullman, and Pullman heads to the bench immediately after that. Skated off under his own power and had some good speed, but he took a big-time hit and immediately went to the bench. Miami just dumps it into the offensive zone where North Dakota takes control. They try to clear, but jump catch made by Hawkinson. Hawkinson with a hit from behind may have gotten away with one for Miami over in the corner, as now he sets up right in front of the crease. Redhawks trying to find him. 1 minute left here in the first period. Redhawks trying to add more. Soroki with it, battling behind the net, trying to take it away for North Dakota was Zach Yan. He finally does, but the Redhawks maintain control. Mahalik will hold it in. The Redhawks, though, lose control of the puck, and Smith will just dump in. And North Dakota fans happy to see that they're able to finally get a change, as those guys had been at the end of a long shift.
Oh, yeah, as we approach the end of the first period with 30 seconds remaining, it's an entirely different frame from the first half. You watch these last 10 minutes or listen to them, the Redhawks are a different team. There's so much more energy, much more excitement, and sustained offensive pressure, much like right now.
Absolutely, as the Redhawks, Laval with it, battling with Colton Pullman. It's good to see him right back out there quickly. Pullman with it. He'll bring it up from his own end. Passes up ahead. Kawaguchi fires a shot in at a low angle with 6 seconds to go. Ryan Larkin down low makes the glove save.
You know what they say about Colton Pullman, or really any of these guys out there. They're hockey players, right? You know, he's back on out there. Bruised up a little bit, shakes it off. I don't know if you or I would have been that quick to jump back out onto the ice. But
might have been laying down out there along the
that's
boards.
right.
Colton Pullman right back out there. I mean, he didn't even miss a shift. In fact, I think he maybe jumped back in quicker than his shift would have been. Face-off coming to the attacking left side in the Miami zone. Gardner wins the face-off back to Pullman. Whistle immediately blown, and they'll toss Gardner. He was a little bit quick on that one. That's why he won that face-off. Janetweenan will come in and take it. I think about 0.7 came off the clock. We'll see if they add it back on. And we'll add 0.7 seconds back on. Oh, not 60, but they need 6 on the clock, as trying to get the time right here, the off-ice officials. There we go. We have 6 seconds. 6.0 as Melnick and Janetweenan will face off. Puck is dropped and won by Miami. The Redhawks will try to hold control and just tick the seconds off. They'll pass back to Melnick behind their own net in the near corner. Hutton will hold on to the puck as the final seconds tick off here in the first period. The Redhawks with a 1-0 lead over North Dakota, Joe.
That's right. That's the exact first period they were looking for, rather the second half of the first period. A little bit of a slow start like last night, but the fortunes were reversed. The Redhawks were actually the first to strike here this evening, and they are going to take that lead into the first intermission, much to the delight of this near-packed house.
Why, you said it, the second half of that period, the Redhawks really came alive, and I think, early on in the game, I think both teams really feeling each other out. North Dakota able to get some more shots in on goal, but I'm not so sure that they weren't getting necessarily the great chances that they were getting a night ago. And Miami really able to create some chances, especially over the course of those last 10 minutes of that first period. And Joe, great call on that first goal by Miami as Josh Melnick on the power play able to get the goal. Shots on goal favoring North Dakota 14-10, but again, more importantly for the Redhawks are up 1-0. Now coming up, we've got the McCullough Hyde Memorial Hospital intermission report. We'll have the Ohio State Highway Patrol keys to the game, and we'll send it back to Alex Birch back in the Pepsi IMG Network studios as the Redhawks lead it here 1-0 over North Dakota on the Miami IMG Sports Network.
with a check of the RDI Connect scoreboard. Inside the Pepsi IMG Network Studios.
End of one in Oxford. Miami up 1-0 on North Dakota. Alex Birch with you in the Pepsi IMG Network Studios. As we check the RDI Connect scoreboard, 3 other games tonight in the conference. Austin Rushoff scores for Western Michigan to take an early lead for the Broncos over Omaha, but the Mavericks roll back. Dean Stewart gets a power play goal to tie it back up at 1. Then Tristan Tech scores with less than 3 minutes to play in period 1 to go up 2-1 over Western Michigan as Omaha leads the Broncos 2-1 at the end of 1. Denver trying to give St. Cloud State their first loss of the year in league play. Pioneers go up 2-0. Goals from Cole Gutman and Liam Finley. Huskies respond with a Nick Perbix goal at the 15:51 mark, and it's 2-1 Pioneers leading the Huskies at the end of the first period. Still to come, Colorado College taking on Minnesota Duluth, set for puck drop in a matter of minutes here. Number 4, Michigan. We head to college football. Number 4, Michigan on the road at Rutgers. Second quarter, Wolverines up 14-7 inside the Scarlet Knight 40, looking for some separation.
Patterson gets the snap. Blitz coming. They block it. Patterson throws wide open. Nico Collins. Touchdown, Michigan. 39-yard strike. Shea Patterson to Nico Collins. Talk about a mix-up in the secondary.
Jim Bradstatter, Michigan IMG Sports Network on the call. Wolverines dominant from then on, 42-7 the final. Quarterback Shea Patterson, 3 touchdowns, no picks in the game. Number 6, Oklahoma trying to stay in the mix in the college football playoff. Oklahoma State in Norman for a Big 12 shootout, and that's what it was. So Oklahoma State trailing by 7, under 2 minutes to go. A 4th and long at the Oklahoma 24. Cowboys down 7, 48-41. Last chance for Oklahoma State.
Game's on the line. Cornelius takes the ball, 3-man rush, steps up, fires over the middle. The pass is caught by Tylan Wallace in the end zone. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Tylan Wallace. It was 4th down and 12, and Wallace comes up big. Now what do? Do you go for 2?
Dave Hunziker, Learfield on the call. Now, we saw it last week. West Virginia went for 2 against Texas late, and they got it. Cowboys did the same. They don't get it. Oklahoma survives, stays in the hunt in the college football playoffs. 48-47 the final score. Sooners with just over 700 total yards of offense. Cowboys with 640 themselves. End of the first in Oxford, 1-0. Miami leads North Dakota. No score between the Redhawks and it's 1-0 Miami up on North Dakota at the end of the first period. We head back out to Drew and Joe to get set for the second period action next. This is the Miami IMG Sports Network.
Drew and Joe back in here at Steve Cady Arena, where the Redhawks have a 1-0 lead over North Dakota as Joe, really a first period that the team's trying to feel each other out through the first part, it seemed like, but then really Miami taking control later in that first period, getting a lot of offensive pressure.
Yeah, and I think that's a bit surprising. Last night we saw the Redhawks struggling to find any sort of footing in that first period, and this time they're able to find some success on the power play, which last night was something that we had issues doing, or they had issues doing last night, going 0 for 4 on that power play. So that's something that they've got immediate success here with early, and they're going to try to build on that. I mean, you've seen North Dakota's been a kind of team here so far. They've been the only team to commit 2 penalties, and they play a rough style of hockey, so they're going to inevitably end back up in the box, and those are the kinds of sequences the Redhawks need to capitalize on.
Well, that's exactly right, and we talked to Rico Blasi before the game about the keys to the game and about his keys to the game, and one of the things we talked about was special teams, and you mentioned it, Miami with a couple of opportunities and really taking advantage of those special teams early on in this game.
That's right, and I think North Dakota looking forward here into the next period. If they want to find a way to battle back into the game, they need to continue to play physically, but also get higher quality shots on net. They've been threatening a couple times, but the Redhawks have been doing a good job of shutting down those high percentage areas right in front of the net, funneling traffic aside. They're leading blocked shots right now, so 6-2. So the Redhawks finding success in the defensive zone as well, and able to get it out and find ways to transition into offense. But I think the Redhawks also want to continue having that mobile blue line, find ways to get the puck out. You mentioned early on they were struggling in their own zone like they were last night, trying to make those easy passes, and they settled down after about the 10-minute mark. Those passes came more naturally, and so far the last 10 minutes, and I think we'll see here in the beginning of the second period some fresh and strong hockey from both squads.
Yeah, I think so too, but I think you also, you mentioned taking care of the puck and a couple of times struggling with it. In fact, North Dakota able to get into a couple of dangerous spots, and I think we have to give credit where credit's due. That I think a lot of what looks at times like an inability for Miami to clear the puck or to take care of the puck might be the result of some pressure on that forecheck from North Dakota, because they're just relentless.
I think that's entirely fair, and given you spoke eloquently to it about last night, it just seemed like that speed and those mismatches, especially on the forecheck, they're able to win those battles in the corner, fully cycle. You're seeing full changes, line changes in an offensive zone, which you're unable to do unless you're working that defense into the ground and getting their feet moving to the point where they're dead. So I think that's North Dakota. They're a team that plays within their system very comfortably, as they don't have any huge stud star players that are really lighting the world on fire. They've got a lot of players that are capable of producing, but maybe not, those point per game type players. So they rely on those systems to be able to find those openings, wear a defense down, and then find their avenues and pick them. So far, they've had a few good looks, as you mentioned, but I think Ryan Larkin's really been the difference.
Oh, yeah.
So Ryan Larkin continuing to play well, stops all 14 shots that he faces in that first period. And, I mean, just we can't speak enough to that young man's resilience, bouncing back from what a lot of people, you and I, we talk about these players trying their hardest, and you never want to talk badly about a college player trying his best, but he just did not have a good season last year, top to bottom, and he rebounded. He ended up going back into the weight room and really changing the style of game he was playing. He's much more aggressive, I think, this year. He looks more confident the way he's moving. He's coming out a little more aggressively in his angles and cutting down those shots, and he just looks more comfortable when he moves laterally, right? He takes away space much more quickly. So I think those off-season workouts really work to his advantage, and I think that he's seeing the puck incredibly well here tonight and so far this season.
I think you're absolutely right. It's clearly paying dividends with his ability to move laterally, the ability to move his feet. His feet look really light. He's really light on his feet this year, able to really get in those positions and make those saves. Now, you mentioned that they don't have a point a night kind of a guy, but maybe that's an embarrassment of riches for North Dakota, because they've got 7 guys that are out there skating for him that are draft picks, and some of them early round draft picks, first, second, third round draft picks, and the speed. I don't think we can say enough about the speed of North Dakota. Grant Mismash, Jordan Kawaguchi, Rhett Gardner has got a ton of size, but also a ton of speed as well. Those guys, along with their defensemen too, top to bottom, just an incredibly fast and good-sized lineup for North Dakota. So they're just, it allows them to do some things aggressively that you mentioned that really disrupts some things for Miami's play. If Miami's going to continue on with the rest of this game and maintain this lead, they're 6-1 this season when taking the early lead, when they are the team that scores first. For them to continue on, they need to continue to take care of the puck, keep up that intensity that they had later on in that first period, and just continue to control the puck and help out that goaltender. You can't leave Larkin out there, can you, as a former goaltender?
No, it's and Larkin will be the first to tell you he doesn't mind. He's just doing his job.
Wow.
But they all say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Larkin, I think that though he's seen quite a few shots so far this period, I think he's pretty happy with the way his defense has cleared out those rebounds in front and given him a chance to see most of these pucks.
Well, continuing those special teams, continuing to control the puck, those are the keys to the game, brought to you by the Ohio State Highway Patrol, reminding you to enjoy today's game responsibly. See an impaired driver? Call 1-800-GRAB-DUI. We're going to take a break here at Steve Katie Arena as when we come back, we'll bring you second period action. Redhawks lead it 1-0 over North Dakota on the Miami IMG Sports Network.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Mercy Health. Healthcare for the universe of you.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Pizza with Pepsi. Delicious.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
On a forbidden Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ramon, we can't.
But Julia,
we're rivals.
I can love you and still have...
Drew and Joe back here at Steve Katie Arena as we are just about set to get underway here in the second period as the Redhawks with a 1-0 lead over North Dakota. Teams will switch sides. Didn't mention the Redhawks wearing their white jerseys with that red trim on the shoulders as they win the faceoff and dump in. North Dakota wearing those green jerseys with the black trim on the shoulders. North Dakota taking it away back behind their own net as they'll cycle the puck up. Adams with it, but struggling with it right at the blue line. Redhawks trying to hold it in. They're trying to finally push it out of the defensive zone, does North Dakota, and the Redhawks bring it in offsides. A little bit of a broken play there for both teams. Neither team really able to get their footing. And Joe, I think we're going to see North Dakota really come out and try to, for lack of a better word, hit Miami in the mouth. I think we're going to see them just try to fire it off right away.
I think you're right, especially because Miami came out in those last couple minutes of the first with smash mouth brand hockey. A couple big hits by River Rimsha and another one right there as well. So Redhawks, have commanded the physical play so far early, and I think you're right. You'll see a response here from the Fighting Hawks, who are indeed a bigger and stronger team, I think, top to bottom.
You mentioned River Rimshaw, and what an addition he has been, the senior transfer out of Dartmouth for Miami. He just really has taken on a leadership role and been so crucial to Miami's early season success. Redhawks will fight for it as North Dakota retreating back into their own zone. They'll finally get it out as they're able to push it up through the neutral zone, mismatch with it along the right side. Mismatch trying to pass back, but Miami breaks it up as it's Lown that breaks up the pass and then falls up right at the feet of one of the players for North Dakota. That's Bernard Docker. And up and out of play, Bernard Docker sends it as resurfacing of the ice. It might be getting to him a little bit. Maybe hit a little bit of a wet spot for Lown.
And it was Derek Dashke who was there contesting play and forcing it out. And he's been another nice addition here, the young man, the freshman. This blue line has been rebuilt on the fly, it seems, and has been quite competitive so far this year.
That it has, as North Dakota's blue line steals it away. They'll push up ahead, trying to bring it up the ice with Jan, but pushed away by Miami's Bray Crowder as he'll push it over to the near side for Andrew Senard, and dropped in by Miami as they drop it in the offensive zone. You may hear us say the near side, if you're watching in on NCHC TV, is a shot in from the point by Miami, save made by Shield. To finish that thought, if you're following in on NCHC TV, you may hear us saying right to left or hear us saying the near side, the far side. Your perspective, actually the opposite side. The camera's on the opposite side of us, but those of you tuning in on the radio, you're hearing us probably give the perspective from our side of things, but the camera's again on the other side. So this one will be now the face-off in the offensive zone for Miami on our far side, or the right attacking side for Miami.
Well described.
Miami will push back to Hutton at the blue line, and Hutton dumps it in. Graham now with it behind the Miami net, looking, trying to find somebody in the middle, but he doesn't. Sends it back to the blue line for Russell. Russell tries to dump it back in. It's taken away immediately by North Dakota. Johnson fighting for it for North Dakota. He'll push it off. Now Pesky on the near side, getting up the right side. Passes back to his D partner. Kerstead, who gives it up to Miami. Miami now, Graham with it. Graham looking, but Kerstead, what a great job on the back check to get back and poke check that away as he is able to use that long reach and push it out of the handle of Graham. And North Dakota now taking it up again.
And Monty Graham just didn't have the gas in the tank. He was trying to push that puck up the right side on a 2-on-1 chance. Nothing doing. And speaking of nothing doing, Redhawks taking unchallenged icing there. That was Rourke Russell looking for a streaking Gordy Green, I believe, down the right side.
And Rimshaw, I think, was out there too. They got three defenders.
They've been running Rimshaw. You mentioned that Rimshaw had been seeing a little extra time there up front. He's running as a winger, it appears.
Well, I don't know that we've seen Nyes come back, so we'll have to keep an eye on that to see if Nyes comes back. But Miami with River Rimshaw, three defensemen out there. That one, they're trying to stretch the ice to the defenseman. A little bit of a may want to rethink that play, but the Redhawks win the faceoff in their own zone off the icing. Now Green with it. He'll send a quick wrister in, a snapshot in from the lower part of that left attacking circle, and the save made by Shield as he gets a face full of snow as well. Have to brush that off.
And Adam Shield is equal to the task. He comes out, cuts it down, and swallows that up right in the chest. Took a little bit of ice with it as well, and he's shaking free.
Yeah, he is so impressive, and also impressive. You know, North Dakota really one of the premier programs, if not the premier program in all of college hockey, and that's why they're able to come into Ohio and get a guy out of Lakewood, Ohio, and get him to come out to North Dakota. There's a number of three Ohio teams all probably kicking themselves that they let Adam Shield get away, because he is certainly talented between the pipes for North Dakota. Fighting for it are the two teams. Rimshaw comes away with it, tries to bring a shot in. Legs are swept out from under him, and players come together outside the crease as Shield made the save. And I want to continue that thought, Joe, jump back to it. On Adam Shield, they've got a great goaltender already. The incumbent was Peter Thome. And Peter Thome, a sophomore who's out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, a draft pick, a product of the Columbus Blue Jackets. But Adam Shield has come in and has really taken control. This is his 7th 7th game. He's 5-1-1 with a 149 goals against average, a 92.5 on the save percentage. He's also got a shutout. He's kind of taking control. I'm not sure if he's still draft eligible, but if he is, I'm sure there are teams that are ready to scoop him up.
Oh, yeah. There's NHL GMs out there that are probably salivating watching his early season run here. And you ride the hot hand while you can.
Absolutely.
No reason not to pull him out. As long as he's getting the job done, let it ride.
Absolutely. As the Redhawks steal it away in their own zone. It's Gruden coming up. He'll change direction and push it off to Corbett. Corbett dumps down low. Gruden will chase. Gruden finishes the check and coming back up to Senard. Big Senard with the shot in. Now he'll drop back to play defense for Miami as Bass takes it for North Dakota. Drops it off to the right side. Looking, trying to find a man in the slot. Across ice speed through the crease as Ryan Larkin totally out of play, but it just goes wide and a big-time hit now behind the play. No whistle. That one looked like it might have been interference as a couple of players came together. North Dakota, though, gets away with one, I think, as Miami will push this up the ice. Now they'll get called for icing. Is that a mistake for Andrew Senard as he just go along the right side? A couple of guys getting a change. There's some words, maybe of wisdom from Smith as he points back towards the Miami net for North Dakota. And Senard, though, that one, he had some open ice. Really could have carried it up ahead. Maybe could have just tried to send that one a little bit short, but he just dumps down low. I think he just needed to regroup.
I think that's also a freshman mistake, too, not realizing you have time. But credit to Senard. He got a stick on that pass in front. He might have saved a goal as Larkin wasn't able to quite see that shot earlier on. So credit to him there before he made that mistake.
Shot in, goes just wide as players again falling down on the ice. And not sure if that one was from a hit or from just blowing a tire, but the teams are now in the Miami zone as North Dakota able to cycle it around and really get some sustained pressure. But Miami, Karch Bachman has been good on both sides of the ice all season for Miami, able to poke it away and push it up the ice. But coming right back at Smith. Smith drops it off, shot in, save made by Larkin on that big time shot by Dixon Bowen with 15:20 to play here in the second period.
That's right, and those following along on the NCHC TV saw Ryan Larkin power across. We were just speaking to his lateral mobility, something that last year he was stretching and reaching for shots a lot more than tracking them in and following them and moving his entire body as a solid package to make that save. And so that's another big one from him, stopping the one-timer. He's been tested a few times here this evening, and so far North Dakota still trying to solve him.
They are, and great insight from a former goaltender and Joe Gehringer able to give us those that insight. Faceoff will come in the Miami zone to Larkin's left as he's been tested quite a bit. 16 shots on goal now for North Dakota to 13 for Miami. Much more even than it was a night ago as players tied up now behind the Miami net. Centering it up, a shot in as Larkin makes the save, then maybe reached back into the net. And that one,
I think that puck was on the line under his skate. He didn't feel it, and you saw a few hands go up as the North Dakota players thought they had scored, but Larkin, I think, stole one from them there as he stretches the pad out across the line. That's a magnificent save if they rule that didn't cross. And I think it was so surprising even to Larkin that none of the fans responded either. So we'll take another look at that.
And the officials will take another look at it. And as we do not have that goal cam for you if you're following in on NCHC TV. They do have it in the arena. We just don't have it for the TV purposes, but they will take a look at this one as the officials in the box to review this one. Should give you now the referees. The referees tonight are Ian Croft and Andy Thackerberry. The linesmen, TJ Likens and Brent Golick. As they will, the two referees in the box to review this one. And Joe had a scary play, and I think Miami, they need to get back to blocking those shots out in front. Too many are getting through to Larkin, and that one, a big-time shot first on the wraparound, then the feed across the ice. Just getting him moving back and forth. You're going to wear out Larkin doing that. North Dakota just doing a great job to continue to test that goaltender for Miami. And the shot goes in. It comes in on Larkin. Larkin makes the kick save. I think it may have squirted underneath that outstretched pad, and then he reaches back and stops it, I believe, just just on the goal line, but we are, of course, we don't have the best angle to view that, so the officials getting the best view that they can to make this play, Joe, and we'll see how they call it.
And judging by Ryan Larkin's body language, he's very active in his own end, moving, keeping warm. I think he knows he saved that. I don't think he looks very worried. So if that's any indication, I think that we're going to see a no goal here. But
well, pretty quick call.
We'll get a look.
Out, Joe.
No goal.
No goal is the call. Wow.
Ryan Larkin, big save.
Phenomenal save for Ryan Larkin.
And I think you spoke to your point earlier about pucks starting to get through. That was a centering pass through 3 separate pairs of legs of Miami defenders. There's no way that pass should have ever been centered to begin with. And that reaction to make that save was magnificent.
Magnificent, but you got to get the stick down. Get the stick down in those passing lanes.
That's right.
Defensively, you cannot allow those to come through. North Dakota with a great job to get those passes through. Now a face-off coming in the offensive zone for North Dakota. They'll draw it back. Weatherby draws it all the way back to center ice, so they'll have to retreat out of the zone where they'll pick it up. Bernard Docker picking it up for North Dakota back in at center ice, and they'll dump in where Miami takes it away. Miami bringing it in. It's Monty Graham dumping. Ryan Soroki will chase. He'll come around to the left side and take a huge hit from 2 players. It was Keene and Bernard Docker, but Miami maintaining control, and Soroki right back up in and looking to make a play. Overskates it though a little bit. Now he's got it, Hawkinson's got it as he tries to push it back down to Soroki, but pushed up and out of the zone. Weatherby with it for North Dakota, fighting along with Keene and Kerstead. Miami, though, comes away. It's Melnick with it. The team captain tries to center it up. It's taken away, though, by Casey Johnson, the forward back there playing the defenseman, though, for North Dakota for just a moment as he steals that away right there in between the circles. Miami now with it back in the offensive zone. Rimshaw pushes back to Melnick. Melnick now back to the point for Green. Green across to Crowder. Crowder sends the shot in, blocked out in front. Keene takes it away. He'll bring it up ice, and then inexplicably it seems we'll send this one all the way down for icing, and that I think trying to get off the ice, this could be an opportunity for Miami.
Yeah, it looked like Kirstead was just trying to float that one into the neutral zone, have it trickle into Miami's defensive zone, hopefully roll on its edge or slow it down before it touched up, but no such thing, and Miami ends up having an advantage here with fresh legs, and it looks like North Dakota's going to take that time out.
Smart.
Yeah, it's a smart call. Brad Berry, head coach there, recognizes that his team is on fumes, the 5 players he has out there, and he's going to give them a quick break.
That he will, and allows him to get a change too, because those guys desperately, Kerstead desperately trying to get off the ice. In fact, he tried to sneak onto the bench too, and before he was called back out after the icing call. Of course, no change allowed on the icing call. Also, should mention that we're probably going to get a immediate timeout here as soon as we come back to the next stoppage right away, so we'll have a couple of stoppages in a row. But Joe, this gives us an opportunity to kind of evaluate and see how these teams are playing here in the second period. And what do you think? Do you think Miami's living up to sort of those keys that we gave them?
I do. I think that obviously they'd like to see more shots on goal. Just 3 so far through the first 6 and change. But they've been able to get offensive chances. Some of these shots have been blocked in front. Others just, sort of been fiddled away. And there's been some good defense as well. You've seen North Dakota clamp it down a bit, and they're able to shut things down. And I think it's a very even match second period so far, but as you mentioned, Drew, the physicality of this game is picking up. That Soroki, Graham, and Hawkinson line for the Redhawks has been a force here so far in the early going of the second period. They've been laying body check after body check on their opponent, and something you don't usually expect from these Redhawks.
Miami taking it behind the net, the North Dakota net, as they'll work it back to Grant Hutton. Grant Hutton now working down. He'll pass it along behind the end wall back to Gruden. Gruden now back right behind the goal to Corbett. Corbett loses his stick as actually stick gets pushed all the way down into the corner, and delayed penalty now coming up on Miami as he may have been frustrated. Might have been a reaching penalty, but delayed penalty as they're going to try to get the extra attacker on as Adams carries it up into the offensive zone. Adams from North Dakota, he blows a tire, loses an edge, and the Redhawks, though, can't jump on it. Mismatch now back at the blue line. Mismatch circling, looking, firing a shot in. It goes just wide. This one will go all the way around back into the North Dakota zone. The Redhawks are going to get a change, even though the late penalty is coming up. This one an extended opportunity with the extra attacker on. 12:50 to go in the second period as Miami finally does. Karch Bachman taking the puck away, touching up as we've got a timeout on the ice. Miami's leading 1-0 still here in the second period. 12:47 left to play, but the North Dakota Fighting Hawks will be on the power play when we return on the Miami IMG Sports Network. In Steve Cady Arena at the home of the Miami Redhawks as Miami leading 1-0 over North Dakota with 12:47 to play in the second period. But Joe, the Fighting Hawks going on the power play.
That's right. The power play powered by OPUB here, and Fighting Hawks, their first opportunity on the man advantage. They have been quite dangerous so far, or excuse me, not very dangerous so far. They 15.4% is last in the NCHC, and they're going to look to try to improve those numbers here. North Dakota normally pretty good on special teams traditionally, but not so here this season thus far.
And one for four a night ago. They did get 6 shots on goal on the man advantage, but they win the faceoff. 30 seconds have already ticked off of this penalty, and they carry it back into the zone. Miami had cleared it momentarily. Now a shot in from a sharp angle by Bast is turned away by Larkin. They'll pick it back up. It's once again, it is Bast as he picks it up behind the net, pushes it back up towards the blue line. Now Bast with it once more back at the blue line. Playing pitch and catch with mismatch. Now he'll fire it back to the left side. Now carrying it is Matt Kierstead. Now into the middle, Kawaguchi with a great opportunity sends the shot in, but the save made. Was that tipped down front, or did that get all the way through to the goaltender,
I think
Joe?
Larkin might have got a shoulder on that. That was, if he did, that was a beautiful save, and it appears that that puck will remain inside. I think so. He got that shoulder on it. So, yeah, wonderful job by Larkin to see through. And the Redhawks playing a diamond there, a small diamond with one guy up front contesting the point. They were able to work it in and find Kawaguchi in that slot for a high percentage shot. Yep. That's a big save.
He found a soft spot there in the Miami penalty kill, but the Redhawks, though, escaped that one because of the phenomenal play by Larkin. Pullman now pulls a shot from the right side as the Redhawks pick up the loose puck. It went wide and able to clear it up ice, but Pullman, man, with that quick shot, he's got such a fast release.
Oh, yeah.
Pullman will take over back behind his own net and carried up the ice. Janatuinen with it now as he carries over the right side, cycling around over to the left side. North Dakota, Janatuinen with it, back to Pullman. Pullman to the right side, looking for a shot. Shot comes in, blocked out in front by Miami. Back to Pullman at the point. Now to the right side from the top of the right circle. Shot in, save made by Larkin.
And excellent rebound control. He's able to trap that puck against his big chest protector with that outstretched glove. He holds on for the whistle, and Miami gets a much-needed change. Every opportunity on the man disadvantage. As soon as you can get fresh legs out there as a goaltender, you got to get that whistle.
Got a fast shift, absolutely. That's Gardner that had the shot in, and Gardner had a goal last night. He's the assistant captain out of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, and just a great talent for North Dakota. Has another shot in, this time from Janatuinen. Save, though, made by Larkin. He can't control it as Pullman has it back at the point. He'll skate across from the right side to the left, push it down, now back up to Pullman. Pullman to the right side to Gardner. Now back out to Pullman. Pullman looking, trying to find a man. Now down to the right side of the top of the circle for Gardner. He'll cycle around, shot in, blocked out in front by Miami as the Redhawks return to full strength as Corbett is back out, though the attack still continues for North Dakota. North Dakota pushes it down now behind Miami's net. They need a change. Redhawks trying to take advantage, trying to stretch the ice. They can't do it as it's intercepted and dumped right back in by Jacob Bernard Docker for North Dakota. North Dakota with it now, and right between the circles, it was Smith trying to fire it in from the slot, but he can't get a handle of it as Miami takes it away. They'll try to bring it up. It's Corbett now on the near side, right in front of the team benches, as he gets pushed almost all the way into the Miami bench. Now Smith taking it away. He's on a breakaway. One of the Redhawks trying to get back. It was Rimshaw trying to get back. He'll trip him up, and he goes flying into that back wall, rolling around. Now he takes a run at one of the Miami players as the puck cleared up ice, getting a little bit sloppy here and a little bit aggressive as there's an icing call. Miami pushed it up ahead of Corbett. Corbett couldn't catch up to it. I wonder, Joe, if you'll see maybe Miami take a timeout to get things kind of settled down here.
It very well could be the case. The Redhawks haven't seen a shot on goal in their favor in a number of minutes now. It's been all North Dakota, and it's worth pointing out that North Dakota has not allowed more than 25 shots on goal this year, and Miami is over halfway there, but with over half of the time here this evening played. So, and good call there, Drew. Look
Thanks.
at that.
Thanks, Joe.
The timeout by the Redhawks, and we have our own coach up here making his calls, and I think, as you mentioned, that's a smart play to give them a little bit of a rest. And Larkin as well, who's been getting a workout. He's up to 21 shots on goal.
Well, I think you saw some guys. The lines were a little bit jumbled for Miami after the penalty kill. Also, then you had guys that had been out there for an extended period of time. Corbett was out there with some guys he's not familiar with playing. Obviously, you're on the same team. You kind of gain that familiarity with each other, but when you're not playing with them every day, it can kind of get a little bit confusing. You're not on the same page, and just one slip up against a team like North Dakota can lead to a goal. Now we're peering down as the guys for Miami will be able to get a change after the timeout. North Dakota, though, on the other side, able to get a little bit of rest, and they'll put out one of their, I was going to say their most high-powered line, but I'm not really sure which one that is.
To be fair, you can swap those top two, centered by Gardner and Senden. Either one, really, they're capable of doing damage. You mentioned before, this is a score-by-committee team.
Yeah, it is.
And they've got multiple guys that can play within this system and find great success in
top to bottom zone. They are.
Yeah, really, you're absolutely right.
Redhawks, though, win the faceoff, but held in by North Dakota. Now taken away again by Miami. They'll try to clear the zone, finally do, and they'll carry it all the way up the ice. Now it's Bachman chasing down into the right corner, the right attacking corner. He'll give it up, but Laval's there to pick it up. He'll lose control as North Dakota able to poke it away, and retreating back into his own end is Mahalik. He'll send it across to Dashke. Dashke now back to the right side for a Miami teammate who will carry it up ice. That's Zach Laval, who fires the shot in from the right side. Senden, though, takes it. Now Laval picks up the loose puck down to Bachman. Bachman with a shot in. Just goes wide. Redhawks, though, hold it in. It's Grant Hutton. Chasing behind the net is Laval. Laval for Miami. Takes a big hit, but still able to stay with it. Pushes off to Bachman. Great play by the senior for the Redhawks. Bachman now back to Laval. Laval trying to feed it out into the middle. It's Casey Gilling who comes over to take control. Grant Hutton with it. Fakes a shot. Sends in a wrister. Blocked out in front. What a play to block that one up or get a stick on it by Jordan Kawaguchi as he flicks that one up and out of play. The Redhawks are up 1-0 with 8:55 to play. We've got a timeout on the ice. They'll jump around here at the Steve Cady Arena on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Redhawks holding on to a 1-0 lead with 8:55 to play here in the second period. Drew Davis and Joe Garner here at Steve Cady Arena. It's again 8:55 to go as the faceoff coming in the offensive zone for Miami. One in their own zone by North Dakota. North Dakota will bring it up along the left side. They push it up. It goes behind the Miami net. Redhawks, though, there to pick it up. Miami trying to bring it up the ice. You've got a Redhawk that's down, slow to get up, back behind the play. Miami, though, pushing it in the offensive zone. And they're at a disadvantage of 4 men out there as the Redhawks able to get the injured player off the ice. North Dakota, though, taking it back into the offensive zone. Grant Hutton will pick it up for Miami.
And that was Rourke Russell that went back to the bench there. Hopefully he'll be all right. Redhawks already running River Rimshaw up on that forward line, so they can't afford to go down another defenseman.
No, they can't, as they're getting a little bit banged up here. But now Redhawks, though, will bring it up. They'll break out. Gruden with it, finds some open ice, looking, sends a shot in, save made. Second shot in by Corbett goes just wide as those two trying to connect. A great play as Gruden was able to find some open ice.
And he is dog tired getting back to that bench, but he had a beautiful look up front, a nice pause, just that patience, something you usually see from a more mature player who's more aware of his space and what he has time-wise. And that was, I think, a brilliant play. Shows you why he was a selection in that 4th round by the Ottawa Senators just this past summer.
Well, Gruden, obviously, with the great vision, you're right, that patience, the ability to find that open space, and a little bit of a delay, but the Redhawks, nothing showing for it. They'll come back now, take over the puck along their own blue line. It's Mahalik now passes across to the left side for Dashke. Dashke back to Mahalik. Mahalik up ahead to Melnick. Melnick now passing off. Redhawks working the puck. Rimshaw with the wrister in from the left side, though the save made by Shield.
And Rimshaw surrounded by green jerseys as he's smiling to himself. And the linesmen come in to break things up and tell him to quit it. Oh, that's always fun. A little pushing and shoving after the whistle as they exchange pleasantries. And
you think that's what they said? They said quit it?
Hey, you, stop it.
All right.
That's right.
All right. As they come together and cooler heads prevail.
That's right.
As both teams will get a change on the lines. Miami will be Monty Graham out there. To his left will be Soroki, and to his right, Hawkinson. Back defensively, Rourke Russell back out there along with Hutton as there's 7:10 to play. Shot in by Hutton, save made, loose puck out in front, the goalie's down, now back up and in position as that had to make North Dakota fans nervous. The Redhawks buzzing around the net right now. Rourke Russell with it. He'll push off to Hawkinson. Redhawks with a great opportunity, but it's taken away by North Dakota. They'll push it back up into the neutral zone. Miami will just try to bring it right back in once again. Continue this pressure. Shield out of net behind his own net to pick it up. Pushes it along the near side. His right side. It'll come all the way up into the neutral zone towards the Miami bench, but Miami gloves it down. It was Rourke Russell that able to glove it down. I wonder if maybe he had a skate issue, might have been what he was skating off with before, because he certainly looks no worse for the wear as he's right back out there. North Dakota bringing it up along the left side. They'll dump it in, chase back behind the Miami net, but the Redhawks take it away. It's Casey Gilling trying to bring it up the ice. Has it stolen away along his own blue line. Now Zach Laval with it. He'll push up ahead. Bachman now trying to turn on those Jets as he puts on the brakes, tries to go back the other direction, back towards the blue line along that right wall, but he almost loses an edge, loses control of the puck. North Dakota, though, there to take it away. It's Casey Johnson. He'll push up ahead. Bringing it up is Jackson Keene. Keene now chasing behind the Miami net as the Redhawks will take it. It's Senard that grabs it for Miami and pushes up ahead. Taken, though, back by Bast. Bast dumping it in off of a stick of one of his teammates, so icing waved off, and the Redhawks back to play it, though. Senard carrying it up himself, pushes up ahead, and just on the wrong side of center ice. That one will be an icing call, and that's one of the shorter icings that you have. He was just one step away. Once again, you got it. Freshman year, you got to be a little bit more aware on that. You've got to make that extra step and get back to that center line before you dump it in. But trying to get his teammates off the ice, Redhawks hunched over a little bit. This is an opportunity with the offensive zone faceoff for North Dakota on their left attacking circle. Miami unable to win the faceoff as North Dakota gets it. They'll push back. It's Pullman who will dump it in. Now centering feed, though, blocked out by Casey Gilling. Gilling getting the stick on it, not clearing the zone. Redhawks trying to get it out of the defensive zone, and North Dakota holding in, doing a great job. Miami finally getting it out as they do finally get that needed line change, but right back at it is North Dakota. North Dakota bringing it in. That is Jana Tweenan. Jana Tweenan pushes up ahead to Rhett Gardner. Gardner, though, loses control all the way back. They're ping-ponging back and forth, Joe, as this one coming a bit of a track meet.
Yeah, it's opened up quite a bit from that early going where we're talking about the two teams testing each other out, trying to find the holes in the armor, and now it's just
there's no holes in the armor.
Yeah, it's basically there is no armor. Well, it's just going back and forth. They're taking shots and odd man rushes back and forth. So this is some fun hockey.
Well, another opportunity there is a shot in, save made by Larkin, and just a moment earlier, Joe, they had another chance that was blocked out in front. Larkin having to once again be tested as 23 shots on goal, 4:12 to play here in the second period, and Miami finally lifting this one up. They get the pitching wedge out. That'll be short of icing, and they finally get a change. Right back in once again. North Dakota just continues to pour on that pressure, and a little bit slow getting back to it was Grant Hutton. North Dakota jumping right on it. They'll get to the puck and hold it in. It was Cole Smith. He's got a bit of speed as well. This whole team really very fast for North Dakota as Cole Smith was able to hold it in momentarily, but Miami now taking it up the ice. It's Melnick who loses it to a defenseman but pushes off Gordy Green with it behind the net. He'll try to push back to Melnick. Melnick, though, can't handle it as it's taken away. Now up the ice by Grant Mismash. Mismash tries a centering feed across to Mark Senden, but Senden can't handle it as Kawaguchi, though, holding it in. Shot in, blocked out in front by Melnick. All the way back to Shaw, who retreats back into his own end. Pushes across to Bast on the left side. Bast up along the left wall, pushes up to Mismash. Mismash, though, loses control of the puck. Miami with a big check. Redhawks now to Soroki. They might have gotten in a step too soon as they'll vacate the zone. And North Dakota has a chance to take over once again. Back from their own end, it's Hayden Shaw bringing it up ahead, the defenseman. He'll dump in. Redhawks, though, taking it away. Miami now back up the other way, or trying to. Weatherby takes it away, but loses control of the puck. And just pushed up ahead, Shaw with it. He'll just dump right back into the Miami zone. Once again, ping-ponging back and forth. Redhawks, Hawkinson with it. Here's Bachman now. Bachman with a shot in. Blocked out in front by Shaw. Redhawks holding it in. It's Derek Dashke at the left point. Now passing across to the right side. Shot coming in from Crowder as they had a player down. It was Karch Bachman laying down in front of the crease. Not sure what happened there, but North Dakota with it now along the attacking blue line, trying to bring that in. Delayed offsides is the call. That allows Miami to gain control. It is Bray Crowder with it. Pushes over to Dashke. Dashke up ahead. It's stolen away by Gardner. Gardner pokes this one up and out of play with 2 minutes left in the second period. The Redhawks are leading 1-0. We've got a timeout on the ice. 1-0 Miami. 2 minutes left in the second period on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Well, Drew and Joe back here at Steve Cady Arena as the Redhawks are leading it 1-0 with 2 minutes left in the second period. Faceoff's going to be just outside of the Miami zone. We're waiting for the ice clearers, the snow shovels to get off the ice. Face off won by North Dakota. Kierstead will push that in from the left side. The ice crew is the word I was looking for. Thanks, Doug Blaze. Miami trying to take control in their own zone, but they can't, or they finally do, as Karch Bachman breaks up along the left side. He's got help from Zach Laval. Those two have worked pretty well together, Joe, tonight, as they're on the line, I believe, for the first time together this season. Miami fires it right back into the offensive zone, but North Dakota taking control. Kierstead pushes up ahead, but misfires on that one. She hit a, maybe one of the Miami players, Corbett, I think, got a stick on it, pushed it up and out of play into the Miami student section, and we'll have another face-off.
Like a fan there. Almost got it. He's shaking his hand there. A little hot heat.
Yeah.
Woo. I was gonna say, those pucks leave the ice pretty quickly there. So you got to pay attention. And young man almost caught it. Still working.
Trying to work that out. Yeah, he doesn't have the benefit of a glove.
No, exactly.
Miami wins the faceoff. They'll push it right into the offensive end, where North Dakota takes it. They'll bring it out along the right side. It's Smith. Smith with it, dumps. Bowen chasing. Bowen will get it and wrap it around the back of the net. Pushes across to Jan. Jan now back to Bowen. Bowen back up to the top for Shaw. Stolen away by Soroki. Soroki, though, unable to catch up to that one as Pullman. So calm, cool, and collected, able to get over to that one and take it away. Melnick, though, stealing it in the neutral zone as he takes a hit from Bowen and will try to dump that back in, but taken away once more by North Dakota. 45 seconds left in the second period. Redhawks still leading 1-0. Taken away by Rourke Russell. Rourke Russell up the right side to Melnick. Melnick across the near side for Rimshaw. Now playing forward. Rimshaw dumps it in, picked up by Shield behind his own net, pushes along to the left side, and it's taken away now by Grant Mismash. Mismash now makes a move, tries to get around a man, and should have probably passed that one off as Redhawks poke it off his stick, but taken right back by Bass. Bass now working his way down, shot in, save made off of the outside of the glove by Larkin. North Dakota, though, still maintaining control. Now trying to work it back out in front of the net is North Dakota. They'll fire the shot in, bouncing puck, a little bit tough to handle, but picked up by Rimshaw. Looking more like a natural defenseman as he takes a big-time hit back against the end wall. As that one, a scary-looking hit. He goes up against the glass behind the Miami goal. But the time expires on the second period. We'll see if there's any action from this, if the officials call anything. Jawing back and forth, some extracurriculars between the Redhawks and the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. It's River Rimshaw battling back and forth with Gabe Bast. Those two, plenty of words going back and forth.
Wonderful. I enjoy a little bit of a mix-up at the end there. Exchanging words, tempers are flaring, and it's a close game. It's competitive. These teams are going at it. You're right, River Rimshaw and Rourke Russell are both there making their voices heard and their dissatisfaction known.
Yeah, dissatisfaction, that's a good way to put it. I don't know if we're going to see anything come of that. I don't believe we'll see any penalties, but a big-time hit on Rimshaw back up against the boards. But that's what led to the jawing back and forth. But in any case, it is 1-0 Miami, and a second period that really went back and forth. The teams just kind of ping-ponging back and forth. A track meet, if you will, for a time period as a long time without a stoppage. But finally, we get to the end of the first period, and that's about what you can say about it, right?
I think both Coach Enrico Blasi and Brad Berry for North Dakota are both thinking similar things. They'd like to see those defensive zones tightened up a little bit, maybe a little more control and net front presence. Both teams are seeming to be able to get that puck in the offensive zone, work their systems around, and get some shots on goal. North Dakota leads Miami 24-18 in that shot count right now, unofficial up on the board. We'll get the official one here shortly, but I think you said, as you said, it's a track meet both ways. Both teams are getting their looks, and they're trying to extend the ice. And North Dakota, you've got to think that if you're a North Dakota fan or someone on North Dakota's bench, one of these has to go in, right?
Yeah,
like,
you got to think that.
You keep putting these pucks on net, a number of them high-quality looks, and nothing has been able to get past Ryan Larkin. So props to Ryan Larkin, and I think we have to go back to the other side side, too, Adam Scheel has played well in his own right. He's been big on a couple of close-in shots. Redhawks maybe not quite as high percentage shots as North Dakota, but both offensives have had their looks here, especially in that second period.
That they have, and then later on in that second period just really opened it up and using the speed on both sides, just trying to work it in transition. Nothing doing, though, as both goaltenders, as Joe mentioned, really up to the task. As this one, at the end of 2 periods, Miami leading 1-0, and coming up here in the second intermission, should mention that join us for Hawk Talk with Coach Enrico Blasi on Thursday nights beginning in November from 6 to 7 p.m. at Left Field Tavern in Uptown Oxford. Come hear the show live or tune into the Miami IMG Sports Network as we get the inside scoop on Miami hockey. For a complete schedule of Hawk Talk with Coach Blasi, visit MiamiRedHawks.com. Now that we're in the second intermission with the Redhawks leading 1-0, we'll get a look back at the McCullough-Hyde Memorial Hospital intermission report, the RDI Connect scoreboard, back in the Pepsi IMG Network studios with Alex Birch as the Redhawks lead it 1-0 here at Steve Cady Arena on the Miami IMG Sports Network.
It's time for the McCullough-Hyde Memorial Hospital's second intermission report. For the best healthcare in Oxford, check out mhmh.org. Coming up, we'll recap the first 40 minutes of action and preview the third period. But first, an RDI Connect scoreboard update. Back to the Pepsi IMG Network Studios.
End of the second period in Oxford. Miami clinging to a 1-0 score on North Dakota. Alex Birch with you in the Pepsi IMG Network Studios as we check the RDI Connect scoreboard. 3 other games tonight in the conference that are going on right now. All 3 now are underway. Omaha led 3-1 at the end of the first period against Western Michigan. No goals in the second period, and that's still the score at the end of 2. Omaha 3, Western Michigan 1 with 20 minutes still to play. Denver led unbeaten St. Cloud State at the end of the first period, 2-1. Huskies equalized with a Blake Lazat power play goal 3.5 minutes into period 2. Then Easton Brodzinski scores to make it 3-2. St. Cloud State looking to stay unbeaten in conference play. Colorado College taking on Minnesota Duluth. Nick Swaney finds the net just over 2 minutes in to grab a 1-0 lead for Duluth over Colorado College still late in the first period there. Some college football top teams in action this evening around the country. Number 5, Georgia in the mix for the college football playoff. A tough test as 24th ranked Auburn is in Athens tonight. Bulldogs threatening late first half, looking for their first lead of the game.
3rd down and 4. We've had some magic on 3rd down the last 3 games or so. Fromm has been very good on 3rd down. We'll see here. He stops back to throw into the corner. He does it again. Touchdown left front corner of the end zone. Tyler Simmons.
Scott Howard Bulldogs Bulldog Sports Network on the call. Then Fromm finds Terry Godwin for a 38-yard score. 20-10 Bulldogs at the half over 24th-ranked Auburn. Number 7 LSU on the road in Fayetteville against Arkansas. LSU quarterback Joe Burrow finds Justin Jefferson for an early 40-yard touchdown. It's 7-0 Tigers late first half of football. Number 3 Notre Dame hosting Florida State. Irish leading 7-0. Second drive, they find FSU territory, looking to double the damage.
Wimbush in the shotgun, waiting for the ball. Has it, drops straight back. Plenty of time, lost it to the back of the end zone. Touchdown Notre Dame! Alizé Mack in traffic.
Paul Burmeister, Notre Dame Radio Network on the call. It's 19-6. Notre Dame leads Florida State. Number 19, Texas with a late kick in the Big 12 in Lubbock against Texas Tech. Red Raiders up 7-3 in the second quarter. And number 17, Boston College, they just returned a punt for a score to lead 7-3 over number 2, Clemson. But it is early, under 7 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Second period in the books, 1-0 Miami leads North Dakota. We head back for the final period in Oxford next with Drew and Joe. This is the Miami IMG Sports Network.
Mate, you're overrated school.
We have two different defensive philosophies. You're a base 4-3 cover 2, and I'm an
aggressive 3-4 with press coverage. I get it, but we both love Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Ramon.
Touchdown, State!
Yes! In your face!
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Mercy Health. Healthcare for the universe of you.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice. A clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Pizza with Pepsi. Delicious.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar.
Back here at Steve Katie Arena, I'm Drew. This is Joe. And Joe, we're through 2 periods, and the Redhawks now with a 1-0 lead still. After that second period, really a track meet back and forth. Both teams trying to gain the upper hand. Neither one really able to, as both of them getting chances. Shots now in favor of North Dakota, 24-18, and they haven't given up more than 24 on the season, in any game on the season. So the Redhawks closing in on that number.
That's a fantastic period there for the Miami Redhawks. And as you said, they're just trailing by 6 shots now, and they're looking to be the first to put 25 in on the Fighting Hawks this season. So again, you mentioned it's been a track meet back and forth. Both teams looking fantastic in each respective offensive zone. The Redhawks still missing Philly Nyes to injury. We have not seen him return, but River Rimshaw has been fantastic in his stead. He has 2 shots on goal and a block on his own. But Redhawks, all 4 lines really have been rolling well. That second period, all of them were getting significant time, and it was a wonderful period for them. The Fighting Hawks are going to have to regroup and figure out a way to get some high-quality shots on goal and see if they can solve Ryan Larkin, who has been perfect so far tonight.
Yeah, exactly, and Ryan Larkin making 24 saves for Miami tonight, as he's really stood on his head and kept them in that lead and kept that goose egg up there for North Dakota. For Miami, you look through the stats, and one of the things that's really jumping out to me is all the block shots, and people are giving up the body. Now, you mentioned Phil Nyes is out, and you see the commitment to some of the players. River Rimshaw playing a position he's unfamiliar with. He's playing forward. He's obviously done it at some point in his past, but he's up there playing a forward. And now this a crucial thing coming into this is that new rule this year where the teams are allowed to have that extra skater. So Andrew Senard, the extra skater, extra defenseman for Miami, he slides in and allows River Rimshaw to move move up as a forward to take Phil Nye's place. And how big of a loss is that loss of Phil Nye on this game?
Well, Nye is so creative. He's, for lack of a better term, a wizard in the offensive zone. The things he can do with the puck, and you saw it on the shot where he ended up getting hurt, trying to make a nice nifty move there on the blue line. So the kid can create plays, create space as well in that offensive zone, and it's really unfortunate that the Redhawks have lost his services so far for this game or the foreseeable future. So we will see if they're able to bounce back, and as you said, Rimshaw's been, I think, very, very effective on that wing in the offensive zone. He uses that size. He's over 200 pounds, 6'3" frame, so he's got that size on the forecheck, and he's throwing the weight around, not afraid to. But more importantly, he's mobile, right? You sometimes think defensemen maybe not quite as fast as the forwards, right? They're used to being more of a sideways and backwards mobile type player, but he's shown that he's able to keep up pace and forecheck effectively and force North Dakota, especially their defensive players, to make bad passes. And you've seen the Redhawks able to capitalize several times on nice forechecking from a number of lines, including Rimshaw's. So the Redhawks have about as good of a second period as you can ask. North Dakota didn't play bad by any stretch. Both goaltenders have been keeping them in it, and we've got a one-goal game here. It's still Melnick's power play goal at the 13:59 mark of the first period that is the only difference here this evening. So Miami has that threadbare lead, and they're going to try to hang on to it here. I think we're going to see a wild final 30 or final 20 minutes, excuse me.
I think you're absolutely right. And now, one other thing that's impressive is you mentioned the speed of River Rimshaw in moving into a forward role. He also, they didn't slide him into the fourth line. They put him in Phil Nye's spot with that starting line. He's on the line with Josh Melnick and Gordy Green, and he's absolutely holding his own. Obviously, a fifth-year senior, the transfer in from Dartmouth. He's seen quite a bit in his days as a college player, but River Rimshaw stepping up, doing what it takes to get done. And we should mention that review of the play. We did talk to Don Adams, the head of officials for the NCHC, who again clarified he's always so helpful, but helping us out with the call there that since there was no penalty called on the hit to Phil Nye in the first place, when they review it, they can't insert a minor. They can only insert a major, and when they were reviewing it, they just did not have the conclusive evidence. Again, Joe, you mentioned you caught it right away. Phil Nye's kind of left his feet a little bit trying to make a move around a man, and so the hit looked very bad, but just not conclusive enough evidence to feel that they could insert the major penalty with the camera angles that they had. And so as a result, we have not seen Phil Nye back out there yet. Not to say that he hasn't been ruled. We haven't gotten word that he's been ruled out. We'll see if he comes back out there, but in his stead, River Rimshaw certainly holding his own. That, Joe, has been the McCullough Hyde Memorial Hospital intermission report here in the second intermission. When we come back, we'll have third period action. The Redhawks lead at 1-0 on the Miami IMG Sports Network.
This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
On a forbidden Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ramon, we can't.
But Julia,
We're rivals.
I can love you and still hate your overrated school.
We have two different defensive philosophies. You're a base 4-3 cover 2, and I'm an
aggressive 3-4 with press coverage. I get it, but we both love Dr. Pepper.
Oh, Ramon.
Touchdown, State!
Yes! In your face!
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
You are the center of a universe. That's what we've learned in 160 years serving our community. Everybody means the world to someone. So when you're in here, or if someday you find yourself in here, and when all you can think about is the world that revolves around you, we'll be a world that revolves around you too. Mercy Health. Healthcare for the universe of you.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'. Ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
Well, Well, back here at Steve Katie Arena, I'm Drew, this is Joe, and we are here in the third period with Miami leading 1-0 over North Dakota. And Joe, I expect a fast-paced third period.
Oh man, I think we're gonna see an even more intense period than the one that preceded the third here. And Miami has a clean sheet of ice to work with. They'll see if they can continue finding some offense here in the third.
Well, on the attack and centering feed from Josh Melnick, just unable to handle it was Gordy Green as he was posted up in between the circles, but North Dakota able to take it away and clear it up the ice. Adams now chasing it for North Dakota. Russell for Miami picking it up, though. They're fighting along the walls along with Dashke and Jana Tweenan. Now it goes right back in behind the Miami net. Redhawks fighting for it. Lown and Shaw. Shaw for North Dakota fighting for it along the near wall, as now Lown with it as he pushes it up and clears the zone finally. Pullman, though, retreats back into the neutral zone. He'll take it all the way back into his own end, down into those circles, the face-off circles in his own zone, actually now all the way behind his own goal line. And Miami now stands up one of the players from North Dakota. That was Kawaguchi that's trying to bring it out, and Corbett stood him up, kept it into the offensive zone for Miami. North Dakota, though, finally able to regroup. They'll bring it up the ice. Weatherby passes off to Kawaguchi. Shot in. Kawaguchi now chases it in behind the Miami net. He'll take it, try to push it back to the blue line. North Dakota trying to set up in the offensive zone. Kawaguchi with it. He'll look to wrap around. Can't do it, though, as he centers it up. Shot wide by North Dakota's Grant Mismash. As Miami finally brings it up, they'll just dump it in behind the net and finally get a change. That was Scott Corbett that dumped it for Miami.
That was a great defense, or job there by the defensive pairing of Alec Mihalik and Derek Dashke. Dashke, the real deal. I mean, this guy is going to be, I think, doing great things for the next couple of years for the Redhawks. Doing a wonderful job in his own zone, especially dragging that leg on those late passes across the crease. He's able to interrupt all those passing lanes, not only with his stick, but his body.
And that one turned over by Miami as Smith takes it for North Dakota. A big pile up right out in front of Larkin. No shot does come on as Smith spun around. Dangerous looking hit on him, but he's back up and right back into the play as he picks up the puck, brings it up along the right wall, dumps in. Chased down now by Senden. Senden picks it up behind the Miami net. 3 Miami players there, though, to take it away. A hit now as Hutton goes down face first, eats the glass as he's back up, though. Smith with that hit. Hutton now shoving away at Senden. Senden comes in to help out, and Monty Graham in there as well for Miami. The puck squirts out. Redhawks can't control as Gardner picks it up, and will just dump it right back behind the Miami net. But there's Rourke Russell to pick it up for the Redhawks. He passes up ahead. Soroki with it, pushes up. No icing, waved off. That one, I believe, the Redhawks got away with, as now North Dakota back the other way. Jana Tweenan, boom, a dangerous hit along the benches as the puck is loose right in the crease. Save made by Larkin, but the shot comes in just wide. Larkin able to get back. Now the Redhawks working it up ice in transition the other direction. Larkin with 2 phenomenal saves.
I'm sitting back here fist pumping in excitement. I'm watching that original shot on Ryan Larkin, and I think he thought it was going to change direction, or he might have been screened for a portion of it, but I don't think he was able to fight it off cleanly.
No,
and left that rebound just juicy, sitting there sputtering through the blue ice. And as he stretches out, I couldn't see who it was that had that stick on the offensive zone for North Dakota, but he outstretches that left pad and has the save of the game. My goodness, that was beautiful.
Now coming right back in, Joe, you're absolutely right. There's 2 saves made by Larkin, and just doing everything he can to make the save. Such a good save. My CD skipped there for a second, but Weatherby now with it for North Dakota. It passes to the right side. Shot in. Score by Jordan Kawaguchi.
Kawaguchi with a beautiful goal. That'll be his first of the year. And Kawaguchi and the rest of the North Dakota Fighting Hawks celebrate crowd is silenced, and we have a 1-1 game here at 16 minutes and 22 seconds of the third period. That was a beautiful goal, patient, as Jordan Kawaguchi grabs it on the lower portion of the circle, holds for a moment, and is able to fire that past Ryan Larkin's outstretched glove just inside that top corner. Larkin looks on in disbelief. He almost had that one too. Looked it all the way in, but not much he could do on a broken play. Several of them there by the Redhawks. A couple of mental mistakes, and that's what happens. You let a team like North Dakota right back into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And icing the call now. Thought that was touched up on the better side of center ice by Gruden. He's trying to plead his case, but icing is the call, so that'll come all the way back to the Miami zone. And now he can see if they can smell blood, as North Dakota will be continuing to pepper the goaltender for Miami.
That's right, and Gruden can try to argue that call, but I don't think I've ever seen an icing over.
No, absolutely. Yeah. But face-off then won by Gruden, as the centerman for Miami wins that. Now he'll pick up the puck and carry it in the offensive zone. Gruden now looking, tries to make a move, loses control of the puck momentarily, takes it again, gives it up to Lown. Lown now over to Corbett. Corbett back to the blue line for Russell. Russell across to Hutton. Hutton from the right side. A shot in. Save, though, made. May have been blocked out in front, but got through to Shield, who makes the save. Now back the other way for North Dakota with a shot in by Cole Smith. The Redhawks will pick it up behind their own net, not covered by the goaltender Larkin, as it's Russell with it. He tries to push it up ice, tries to break out. Looks like they may have gone knee to knee as Gillian went down, and Janet Tweenan takes him out. Interference will be the call. And Joe, let's go back momentarily. We'll get that call. The official call, it's Bast that gets the call for North Dakota. He'll go to the sin bin for 2 minutes. But back to that North Dakota goal, you could kind of feel that was building. Miami needed to settle it down, needed to clear the zone and get a sustained pressure on the other side. But I don't know if you felt it, but it kind of felt to me, with the way that Larkin's standing on his head, but the way things were going, too many opportunities for North Dakota.
Yeah, you're not going to have him on a 2-on-1 stop a high quality and a high percentage chance like that down on the bottom corner. I mean, he was close too. He was right there with it the entire way, but not much you can do. And so the Redhawks here on their third opportunity on the power play powered by OPUB.
And this, as you said, the third one. They're 1 for 2 so far tonight. 15-17 to play. 1:45 left here in the power play as the Redhawks push it up to the right side for Gillian. Gillian across to Gordy Green. He was all alone and can't handle the puck. Back to Mahalik. Mahalik up ahead to Karch Bachman. Bachman carries up to the left circle, looking, trying to find a man. Will pass back to Mahalik. Not cycling around. Mahalik now passes down to Bachman. Bachman back to Melnick. Melnick looking, surveying, trying to find a man. Down on the doorstep was Gordy Green, but just a little bit out of reach, and North Dakota picks it up. They'll clear the zone. Miami, though, picks it back up and will try to push it right back in. Great play by North Dakota. That was the assistant captain, Hayden Shaw, that's there to lay the hit and push the puck, or keep Miami from bringing the puck into the offensive zone. Melnick now with it as the goaltender was out of position momentarily. Loses it, though, behind the net. Again, the Redhawks on the power play for 47 more seconds. Redhawks in the right corner trying to fight for it along with North Dakota. Redhawks will take it out of the corner, trying to bring it up, but tied up again by North Dakota. They'll take it away, and Rhett Gardner just very deftly picks it up, pushes it up ice, and the Redhawk goaltender Larkin will have to play it. Now Dashke with it, taking it back behind his own net as he's having a little bit of trouble with 20 seconds to go in the power play to bring it up the ice. Up to the right to Rimshaw. Rimshaw now back towards Dashke, but intercepted by his own teammate Gruden. Gruden, though, with it, a hit away from the play. River Rimshaw and Kierstead tangled up, and with that, we're going to see a penalty now on Miami. That will end the power play for the Redhawks. River Rimshaw, I believe a trip is going to be the call with 11 seconds left in that power play and 13:43 to go in this third period. Interference is the call, another interference, as they are Miami's whistled for that 2-minute penalty, and Rimshaw will take a seat. Now we're going to see North Dakota go on the power play.
Thought it was Colin Adams who was cycling through and setting a pick. quick. He kind of just sat there and made himself big. Rimshaw wasn't quite looking as he was trying to drop the puck and then continue on and turn through, maybe cycle up and try to get into position, and he just didn't see him and plowed him over. Unfortunately, you got to keep your head up, and if you're the aggressor there coming through with speed and you hit a guy without the puck, they're going to call you for that interference. So
you can sometimes get away with it if you use the back, if you somehow manage to turn around, but that's certainly not the case here, as North Dakota almost setting up for the power play already as the seconds tick off of their penalty and back out on the ice. They are back to full strength and now on the power play for 1:46. Shot in from the high slot, save made by Larkin, picked up by Gilling, and Gilling clears the zone. The Redhawks get a quick change.
Redhawks, and now they'll be on defense, but worthy to note, they have yet to see a shot on goal in terms of their offensive capabilities. Still sitting there at 18 as we approach 7 minutes past in the third period.
North Dakota with the puck. They'll skate through the neutral zone. Nice pass along the blue line over to the left side to Bast. Bast now back to Jana Tweenan. Jana Tweenan working the point with Kierstead. On the right side, it's Rhett Gardner now with it. Just outside the right circle, he'll put dump down low to Jana Tweenan. Jana Tweenan back up to Kierstead in the high slot. A shot out front by Kierstead, blocked by Melnick, and he is stung on that one. Melnick, though, right back up again and in the play, not showing any signs of that, but you know that one hurt, Joe.
That's why he's
at the point now with it. Shot in, sent in, centered in for Jana Tweenan, but he can't handle it now. Crossing feed for Jana Tweenan. He's just parked, camped right out in front of the crease as it's back to Kierstead at the left point. Now back to Bast. Bast will wrist one in, comes back out off the end wall, back towards the front. Miami, though, a diving hit by Lown, as Lown able to get the stick on full extension, diving all the way out to push that one up, clearing the zone and allowing his teammates to get a change.
And Ben Lown, not the most proficient in terms of skill, but my goodness, he's a hard worker and he's a smart player. He knows his position, and that's a brilliant attempt.
That he is. A shot in from the point, trying to redirect out in front was Smith, as he's not able to do that. Cole Smith just gets a puck on it, but a couple of big hits. Shaw now delivering a hit on Corbett out at center ice. The Redhawks, the seconds tick off of that power play. They're back to full strength as Rimshaw's out of the penalty box, and Miami able to kill that off, but North Dakota buzzing have to find a way to get this out of the defensive zone as the Redhawks, Laval pushing ahead. Now falling down is Corbett. He spent much of this shift down on the ice. He jumps back up again, though, able to get off for a shift change as the shot comes in on the right side from Grant Mismash as he's in the right circle, fires the shot in, save made, covered up by Ryan Larkin. 11:17 to play in the third period. We're all knotted at 1-1 Miami and North Dakota on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Steve Cady Arena. The score is tied up 1-1, Miami and North Dakota. Drew and Joe here to bring you this game as 11:17 remaining in the third period. The face-off coming off to Larkin's left side. Casey Gilling taking the face-off for Miami, but it's won by Sendin. I feel like I've said that quite a bit tonight. Sendin able to win so many face-offs. Maybe Joe will be able to find that for us. Is now up ahead is Bachman. Bachman trying to make a move. Sends the shot in. Pushed off. A save made by Scheel. I'm not sure sure that got all the way in on him, but just had him beat, it seemed like, for a moment. The puck, though, goes wide. Redhawks, though, still with the puck. Casey Gilling firing away at it, sends it in just wide as that one going through the crease. Now it's Dashke with it. He'll push over to Laval. Laval trying to find a teammate. It's Gilling that comes in to help him out. He's tied up behind the North Dakota net. Still fighting for it are those two players, Gilling and Laval for Miami. And on the other side, it's Sendin for North Dakota, along with a little bit of help from his mate, Andrew Pesky. Back out to the front. Miami shoots it in and scores! Derek Dashke with the shot deflected out in front, up and over the right blocker for the goalie. Miami back in the lead, 2-1.
Oh my goodness, and that was Casey Gilling taking the monkey off of his back, and he scores his first goal of the year. Miami goes up 2-1, and the hand-eye required to deflect that in front of the net. He's been positioning himself. Gilling's had a fantastic game so far tonight. He positions himself in front of the net, reaching backwards, and is able to get a piece of that. They're going to review this, but it's a short one. That was Gilling coming from...
Dashke had the shot, and you're going to see on NCHC TV a replay of it. As you're exactly right, Gilling right there to redirect that one, or to get the stick on it, as he redirects. Same thing that happened a night ago, or similar thing that happened a night ago. Dashke with that big-time shot. He has become so vital to the attack from the blue line for Miami. Derek Dashke with the big-time slap shot from the point, and then right there in front, Coach talks about it. Coach Blasey talks about it so much, how crucial it is to create that traffic out in front. Keep moving your feet and keep fighting, and Casey Gilling keeps fighting, and he gets rewarded, Joe.
And I like that you pointed out Dashke there. He now has 9 points through. This is his 12th game that he's played this year. He's been such a crucial addition to this blue line. As we mentioned, assistant coach Peter Menino has helped rebuild this blue line really on the fly, and you're seeing production from him in the early portion of the season, including those new guys like Rimshaw and Dashke. So wonderful job there by the Redhawks. Great offensive pressure, and as we mentioned, Gilling coming through, extending that stick, getting just enough to redirect it, and I'm not sure if Shield ever saw it.
Now coming back the other way, North Dakota with a shot hit away by one of the Miami players, and Gardner showing some frustration as with 9:57 to go. That will bring us to a timeout on the ice. Redhawks lead it 2-1. 9:57 left in the third period on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Back here at Steve Cady Arena, Drew and Joe, as the Redhawks have just regained the lead. 9:57 to play. We're halfway through this third period, and the Redhawks with that 2-1 lead. Casey Gilling getting the goal on the assist by Derek Dashke and Zach Laval. And Zach Laval, you got to feel good about the senior for Miami, working his way back into the lineup. He's this is his 7th game of the year, and he gets that assist. Redhawks now looking for more as a shot in. Karch Bachman had the pass off to Casey Gillian, and Gillian looking for more as they are peppering Shield right now, just the way that North Dakota was doing it to Larkin a little bit earlier. Miami has to retreat. It's Hutton back into the neutral zone. He'll carry it along the right boards, looking for a teammate. Passes off to Gillian. Now back to Hutton. Deep down low is Hutton as he'll finally retreat back to his defensive spot. But now up ahead, it was Gruden trying to take it, but North Dakota bringing it away. They'll carry it up the ice, looking for an opening as they'll just try to, almost a little bit of frustration again, this time by Jordan Kawaguchi as he tries to fire that one towards the center of the ice, but much too much on that, and it's off the stick of a Miami player, up and out of play. The Redhawks lead it 2-1 with 9:08 to play in the third period.
And that was Rourke Russell getting his stick in the passing lane. Redhawks doing a great job of that in the third period, lighter portions of the second period as well, contesting those lanes and those zones that you see a lot of those passes fed through from the corner, such as that one there by Kawaguchi. So Miami defense looking fairly stalwart here in the third period.
Yep, still some things to clean up, but looking very good here tonight as Derek Dashke now back after the faceoff won by Miami. He'll go back to play it back behind his own goal line, and the Redhawks will just push this one up into the neutral zone. Picked up by a Redhawk. It's River Rimshaw who tries to push it up ahead, but taken away by North Dakota. North Dakota standing strong at their own blue line. It's Bowen that steals it away this time. Now he'll push up the right side. Cole Smith with it. Cole Smith all over the ice, it seems like tonight. We've called his name quite a bit, but not able to really get that into the deep zone, but holding it in is Shaw as North Dakota doing a great job at both at their own blue line and preventing Miami from coming in, and then at the attacking blue line as they're able to hold it in the zone for an extended period of time.
Yeah, they're playing a soft trap a little bit. As soon as Miami approaches that blue line, they tighten up and slide to the corner. A lot of dump and chase. That's part of why you were seeing that back and forth so much, was there was a lot of dump and chase.
That there was. Is now North Dakota with a shot in. That one, a lot of traffic. A dangerous shot by Colin Adams, but back the other way now it's Gruden. Gruden with it, makes a move, tries to get around, but Bass up to the task, pokes it away. Redhawks, though, behind the North Dakota's net, trying to take it away, and North Dakota steals it. It's Bast. He'll bring it up, passes along to the near side. It's Tyconic, and Tyconic, we haven't mentioned him too much tonight, but he was an active player last night all over the ice. Now trying to carry it in, but loses the puck as Miami pushes it up the other way. A shot in from center ice as Ryan Larkin drops the puck. Probably would have liked to have seen him hold on to that if you're following him for Miami, as Kierstead now with a shot from the point as the Redhawks scrambling a little bit here. Now back to the right point and jumps the stick of Jacob Bernard Docker, and they'll have to retreat back into the neutral zone. That'll help Miami a little bit. And Senard back to play it for the Redhawks. Digging at it in the corner is Senard, but taken away by the Fighting Hawks and stolen by Soroki. Now up the other way is Laval and Soroki, the two seniors, working on this one. They'll just dump it in as they allow the rest of their teammates to get a line change, and Soroki heads off. Now Bachman on to replace him. North Dakota, though, right back in. A quick snapshot in as the save is made. It goes up about 30 feet in the air before it falls back down, and now the Redhawks taking it the other way. It's Casey Gillian who's having a huge game tonight. Whistle is blown as the net is off the moorings back behind the North Dakota goalie. He's looking around shrugging. He's only got back there. Who did it? Well, either way, it somehow came off. I think actually probably came off the pegs earlier and then just happened to slide off while he was back there. But
or it could have been the classic goalie move. If the peg is something's wrong with it and you can't get a hold of the official, you just throw the net off and go, hey, come on, guys. So that could have been the case, but it looks like it's fixed, and Redhawks will take a quick change here.
Quick ice work to get that fixed as Melnick will go out, joined by Rimshaw, Russell, Hutton, and Gordy Green. Officials discussing something back in the North Dakota zone as the Redhawks had a chance as they brought it up into the offensive zone, but the goalie quickly pointing out that the goal was off the moorings. The Shield had pointed that out. 6:35 should say to play here in the third period. And
I was able to get a good look on it here. It looked like it was Soroki that came in, contested with one of the North Dakota defensemen. They bumped it off the moorang by just a degree, and it officially, after a couple seconds, he was able to push it off and get a whistle there. So yeah, it's just, I think, a heads-up play by the goaltender saying, "Hey guys, come on, you need to blow the whistle."
And they discussed that to look to see if he had pushed it off. But Joe, you got a clear view of that replay on one of the other computers up here, or one of the other screens. As Miami will get an offensive zone faceoff. It's 6:35 to play in the third period. Redhawks are leading it 2-1. Shots in favor of North Dakota, 32-21, and both teams seem to be coming in waves. One team were really able to to continue the barrage on each goaltender, followed by the other way. And I don't know what's going on here. The off-ice officials motioning for the goaltender. I think they are going to actually review this to see if there could be a delay of game penalty assessed. They're going to check into that. They are looking at it with the replay officials, and we're on the phone down in the box. The off-ice officials in the box. We do have a camera on this angle, so we are able to show this to you. I think if you're watching on NCHC TV, if you're listening, trying to describe it to the best of our ability, it is the puck, or the net was pushed off the moorings. They're taking a look at this to see if he shoved it off, if it was going to stay there, because the Redhawks were on an odd-man rush. Yeah,
it was tough to tell. It looked like Soroki hit the net, and it pushed it off by about an inch and a half. It was just off the peg or off the moorang. And he wasn't getting the call. It looked like Shield was trying to wave down one of the linesmen or the officials and let them know that he was not able to, that net's off. Goaltender wants that whistle blown. And I couldn't tell if he pushed it off himself, what happened. But yeah, we'll see. This is a sort of a bizarre review.
It is. But if they are able to rule that it was. Here's the replay. You're going to see this now on NCHC TV as he's pushed into it. It does come off by about an inch, and the goalie sees it and able to push it off. So no penalty assessed, and actually that'll bring the faceoff out of the Miami zone. So they're getting everything all figured out. I think they may have had to put some time back on too, Joe.
It could, and they could have been discussing where to place the faceoff as well. It could have been as innocent as that, but you can't really tell from up here as we don't have access to their conversation or exactly what it is they're trying to determine. So we thought it could have been much worse.
Well, Janet Tweenan carrying it in for the Fighting Hawks, and Green now steals it away as a loose puck. That shot, or the pass centering feed, was a misfire as Miami able to take control. 6:15 to play here in the third period. Picked up by North Dakota. Hayden Shaw will push it up ahead. Now Gardner with it as he'll chase it behind the Miami net. The Redhawks try to push it around the wall back up ice as Melnick's there to get it. He's in the defensive far corner from us as he'll pass off to Rourke Russell, who takes a big hit into the wall. Miami able to clear the zone as Gordy Green up there pestering one of the North Dakota players. It was Shaw who had it at the point, the left attacking point, and was able to push it up out of the zone. Was Gordy Green. Dashke now with it as he loses an edge. Now here's an opportunity as this one is out in front. Kawaguchi just whiffs on that as losing an edge was Dashke, and he has been flawless tonight pretty much up until that point. Loses an edge and he goes skidding out into the wall, and that creates an opportunity for North Dakota as it was Jasper Weatherby who was there trying to center it up. It just jumps Kawaguchi's stick and he just barely misses on that one. As Bass now with it, it's still in the Miami defensive zone, but pushed out by Lown. Finally, Lown so persistent, especially on the defensive end. The forward Lown, not with a big stature, but able to get the job done. 5'7", 162, but he certainly, and we mentioned it about Phil Nyes earlier, who's unfortunately not been back out on the ice, but Lown plays bigger than that 5'7" frame would suggest. Now bringing it up the ice is Monty Graham. The shot in, save made. Redhawks still maintain control. It's Hawkinson. Hawkinson with a check from behind, and he'll fall down head first into the boards. As Senard's back to play it now. North Dakota able to push it up ahead. He takes a hit. Now loose puck at center ice is Senard with it. He'll give it up to Bray Crowder. Crowder up ahead to Hawkinson. Hawkinson will get over the center line and dump it into the zone to allow Miami to get a change. Casey Gilling on the forecheck now for Miami.
Hang on to your butts. It's about 4 minutes and 14 seconds left. I don't think North Dakota's going quietly into the night.
No, they are not. Janet Tweenan with a cross-line speed to Smith, who was right there, had a good look at it, but unable to handle the puck. Hutton now with it as he's stolen it away from Miami, but he's being pestered by Gardner. Gives it up to Gilling. Gilling now circles behind his own net. Giving up the body was North Dakota as this one squirts back towards the Miami net, covered up by Ryan Larkin, as that one finally brings play to an end. With 3:48 to go, we've got a timeout on the ice. Miami leads it 2-1 on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Back here at the Steve Cady Arena, and we have 3:48 to go here. Miami leading at 2-1, and Joe should mention that McCullough Hyde Memorial Hospital is the sponsor for this period, and they are a comprehensive, fully accredited hospital with highly trained staff and state-of-the-art equipment. McCullough Hyde serves almost 100,000 people annually, including more than 2,000 missions, over 15,000 emergency room visits, more than 80,000 outpatient visits, and more than 400 new babies each year. McCullough Hyde, a proud sponsor of Miami Athletics.
And they might be admitting me here. This game's going to give me a heart attack. 2-1, Miami leads here at 3:48. Oh my goodness, but Karch Bachman, look at this.
On the breakaway, he's got another man with him. He sends the shot in, score! Karch Bachman on the breakaway beats Shield as the Redhawks take a 3-1 lead at the 16:20 mark of the third period. That one, wow, what about that speed by Karch Bachman?
And he is fired up. Oh my goodness, so is this crowd. LaVale and Bachman giving each other a little bit of love, and that is some serious speed down the left side, Drew. He just took off and burned everyone. A beautiful, beautiful, persistent look there down the left side. He gets contested, but he still puts that shot on net. Short side, squeezes it just underneath the blocker arm, and it trickles in. Doesn't even hit the back of the net. It barely crosses the, it did hit the back of the net, but barely. And that is a huge goal at a huge point in the game. A 2-score game now, and here comes Shield early with 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That's a Rico move there, right? Pulling the goalie a little early. Brad Berry, I like it.
Well, now an icing call, as that will allow him to remain on the bench. Shield with 3:30 to go, making his way to the bench already with the 2-goal disadvantage for North Dakota. You got to pull out all the stops and try anything. And you're right, Joe. We've seen it. Usually that happens closer to the end of the season or in the postseason. That I think a few years ago, Miami played. They were coming from behind. It might have been in that UMass Lowell game, or maybe the New Hampshire game.
I believe.
It was Providence, where they pulled the goalie for almost the whole third period.
Yeah,
Shot in from the point, just goes wide, but it stays alive as North Dakota and now trying to get back into this one as they trail it by a score of 3-1. 3:10 to go. Now up at the point across to Shaw. Shaw will send the shot in, blocked by Mahalik. Now it's Gardner along the near side. Gardner sends it along behind the Miami net. It's picked up by North Dakota. They try to center it up, but Miami steals it away. Can't clear it though. Finally they do as Gordy Green's able to push it up the ice. Miami gets a change.
9 of Miami's 11 games so far this year decided by 3 or more goals. This one, a difference of 2. Look out here. This is unknown territory for the Redhawks.
Well, with an opening though to try to make it a 3-goal game, though,
right.
isn't it? As the Redhawks try to clear it out of the zone, but held in deftly by North Dakota, as that's Jacob Bernard Docker who's able to hold it in, and a whistle now back behind the Miami zone. Oh, it was Docker. Bernard Docker held it in by a hand pass. So that'll bring it out of the Miami zone. I think you might see the goaltender head back out there. This will bring the face-off out of the Miami zone, and you don't.
I think they're going to take their chances with the neutral zone face-off.
Back to that goal by Karch Bachman. He turns on the speed. The assist on that. Now, 3rd point of the game for Casey Gilling. Casey Gilling assisting on that as he's able to poke it loose and get it up ahead and allow Karch Bachman to use that speed. He got the shot in. Maybe you give an honorary assist to Zach Laval for being the decoy on the right side. But the single assist, the only official assist going to Casey Gilling.
But good game by Laval, and he deserves mention, as you said there, for helping out on that one as well.
Fighting Hawks now with control behind the net. They'll put it back up to the right point, sent in by Bernard Docker as the team's now battling for it in the near corner. Kierstead with it across to Bernard Docker. Bernard Docker back to Kierstead. Kierstead down low to Jana Tweenan. Jana Tweenan with a shot and a save made with that right glove, the right blocker, and it kind of got stuck in it by Ryan Larkin before he's able to drop it into his left glove, his official glove. And great save once again by Ryan Larkin. That's his 33rd of the night.
And again, rebound control. There was nothing for North Dakota to go after. They're putting shots on him, but the defense for Miami is able to clear what does pop out in front over to the corner, out of the zone, and Larkin's able to swallow up the rest. Fantastic job there by the junior.
Once again, the Fighting Hawks of North Dakota able to win the face-off. They'll carry it down low. It was Weatherby that had it momentarily, but now Melnick has taken it away in the far corner. Taken away now by North Dakota as they're right out front looking for a shot. Diving across through the slot was Sendin as he couldn't keep a hold of it, but got from his belly trying to make the play. Now back into the neutral zone. North Dakota, though, still with it, and they are buzzing with the extra attacker out. 1:20 to go in this game. Miami now taking possession as they'll bring it up the left side. Ben Lown will just dump in. Instead of chasing after it, instead of going for that empty net, he'll just dump it in and tick off some valuable time. 1:05 to play now in this game as the Redhawks take possession of the puck. It's Gordy Green trying to clear the zone. He can't, though. Held in. It's mismatch on the far wall. Now just out of reach of one of the North Dakota players. It was Colton Pullman, but diving, able to keep it in. Now shot in. I think that one might have caught iron, Joe, but Miami battling, trying to get it out of the zone. North Dakota still chipping away at it. Puck is loose. The referee loses sight of it. Pile up in front of it. Whistle is blown with 42.4 seconds left as he lost sight of the puck, and there are 5 players tangled up in front. 4 players tangled up in a couple of different piles right in front of Ryan Larkin. Ryan Larkin's in the back of the net.
I think he got the worst of that one. He had 2 or 3 players come crashing in, including his captain, Grant Hutton.
Here you see a replay as they just pile up. He's just parked in the back of the net, hoping for some help there as Larkin making another great save. His 35th save of the night.
He has been spectacular.
42.4 seconds remain. The Redhawks lead it 3-1. Shots in favor of North Dakota now 36-23, as you might expect with the 3.5 minutes of extra attacker. Just hopping the stick now of Bast. North Dakota won the faceoff once again. Bast can't hang on to it, though. Gives it it up to Gardner, though, who pushes up ahead. Now mismatch with it. Mismatch along the right side, trying to feed it in the middle for Kawaguchi. Back to the point now, Bast. Over to Kierstead. Kierstead fires the shot in. Blocked out in front. Shot. Kawaguchi score for North Dakota with 22.8 seconds remaining in this game. Kawaguchi brings them back to within one.
It's not over.
It is not over.
22.8 seconds. That is enormous. Kawaguchi doing what he's taught the left-hander, driving down the left side towards that pipe, looking for the rebound, floating on the low circle. That was Kawaguchi coming from Kierstead and Bast. And that's just a beautiful job of picking up the rebound. Some traffic in front. Larkin was a split second late picking up on where that puck had redirected to and couldn't quite get across in that outstretched pad and blocker. He's unable to. That's just a tough break. It blocks down in front. It's not bounced, not much you can do, and Kawaguchi sitting there on the bottom of the circle waiting for it. Beautiful job, Kawaguchi, to bring him within one, and like we said, North Dakota isn't going to go quietly, so it's still 20 foot. It appears to add a little bit of time. 24.3 seconds showing on this clock in the third period.
So North Dakota, that'll officially come then at the 1935 mark of the third period. 1935, so late goal for North Dakota brings them back to within one. Goaltender's back in there, Shield, except he's all the way up between the circles. See if Miami will win the faceoff. They don't, but
that's another one.
Green fighting for it. 20 seconds to go. Now he's making a break for the bench. Miami taking the puck away, is holding it in was North Dakota, just pushing it out of the zone was Gordy Green. Gordy Green making a dive for it. 8 seconds left. Time is ticking off. In now is mismatch. One more opportunity, trying to center it up. Stolen away by Gordy Green. A shot by Kierstead. Save made by Larkin as time expires, and the Redhawks hold on for a 3-2 win as the players come together. Baz, mismatch, and Kawaguchi for North Dakota fighting away at that one. God, so many opportunities for them, coming so close as Miami hangs on and all the players come out to celebrate and give a little hug, a little love to Ryan Larkin as 37, maybe we might see that go up, 30, maybe 38 shots on goal for North Dakota as the Redhawks able to hold on. A furious comeback attempt by North Dakota as they almost get that one back.
That was absolutely stunning. A fantastic finish right to the whistle. That's exactly what we expected from these two teams. And Ryan Larkin is able to hold on, making an enormous save with an outstretched arm, that blocker arm here at the end. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely insane. I don't think that we realized in the heat of the moment just how ridiculous that save was from this angle. But he was able to track that puck, stop it. And look at that, man. Miami coming away with a win against North Dakota, splitting the series 2-2 in NCHC play, and for a team that was picked to finish dead last in this conference, they're putting up a pretty good fight.
That they are, Joe, as now the Redhawks move to 8-4 on the season. One of their best starts in recent memory, the last few years at least, as they are now 8-4 on the season, 2-2 in the conference. North Dakota moves to 5-3-1, 1-1 in the conference. They are, again, 1-1 in the conference. This is their first weekend of conference play, and they came in here. They beat Miami on Friday night, and Miami came back with some renewed effort. Just a phenomenal game played on both sides of the ice by these two teams tonight, as Miami able to earn the split here on the home ice, and so important as they get ready to head out to Colorado College, who's got a renewed vigor out there in Colorado. But for Miami, they hang on 3-2. Coming up, we're going to get the Miami fourth period brought to you by Bud Light. We'll talk about the game. We'll break everything down. Joe and I are going to stay with you if you're tuned in on the radio. If you're following in on NCHC TV, we want to thank you for joining us. For Joe Gehringer, I'm Drew Davis. This has been a production on NCHC TV and a production of the Miami IMG Sports Network. But once again, for those of you on the radio, the Miami fourth period brought to you by Bud Light is coming up next. The Redhawks win this one 3-2 over North Dakota on the Miami IMG